The Palestinian Authority security apparatus applies the detention policy on a large scale in the cities of the West Bank. Arrests are often made because of the prisoners' political affiliations, a result of false accusations from unknown sources, or pursuant to requests from the Israeli security services to comply with the security coordination agreement between Palestinians and the Israeli side. The Palestinian security services make unlawful arrests, and they do not apply the usual judicial procedures. The detainees also lack the opportunity to be defended or hire lawyers to appeal on their behalf from civilian courts. Torture is systematic in the Palestinian Authority prisons and detention centers that are under various security departments. Many human rights groups have been documenting the unbearable torture in these prisons. The severe tortures led to the death of a number of detainees in the custody of the Palestinian Authority prisons. The Palestinian authorities claimed the reason of the death was due to the ill health of the prisoners at the time of the torture and because of medical complications. Today, there are hundreds of detainees in the authority prisons, and there is no way of accessing the truth about their situation. It's different for the Palestinian prisoners in Egypt, as the events of the Egyptian Revolution revealed another suffering aspect for the Palestinians and their families in detention. After the chaos that ensued in Egypt, thousands of prisoners were able to free themselves and tell their stories. Among them were dozens who were detained for many years. They set themselves free, and some of them managed to reach Gaza. The Egyptian authorities rearrested the others, but they were not detained in Ismailiyah, where they were. According to press reports, they were undergoing very harsh treatment, and they were transferred to a prison known as the Scorpion, Al-Aqrab, which is known for its heavy security and the use of harsh conditions. During the recent events in Egypt, Egyptian authorities arrested many Palestinians and threw them in prisons without known charges. Some said officials in the former regime wanted to blame what was happening in Egypt on external elements, including the Palestinians. Egyptian authorities have also detained a number of other Palestinians at the Cairo airport for a long time for unknown reasons. Dozens of Palestinians still remain in Egyptian prisons without knowing the causes that led to their continuous detention. Despite the major transformations that took place in Egypt, to this day Palestinians still carry great fear when passing through the Cairo airport because they're unable to predict what would happen to them. What happened to the Palestinians in Iraq and is still happening is another chapter of the Palestinian tragedy, as many were arrested and tortured to death. Thousands were detained for a long time on the Iraqi borders with Syria and Jordan, in the desert camps facing the worst climate conditions, lacking the basic human life necessities. Many of them were transferred to a number of different countries. Others still suffer the bitterness of living in inhumane conditions.